If you're thinking about buying your first home and you don't know if your credit score is high enough to qualify, you're definitely not alone. In this video, I'll break down exactly the credit scores that you need to have in order to qualify for the different loan programs. So first, let's talk about what is a credit score and why does it even matter? Your credit score is going to tell the lender exactly how risky it is to lend you money. The higher your credit score is, the better terms you're going to get, the better interest rates that you're going to get. While when it's lower, it makes the terms not as favorable and it makes it a little bit harder to qualify. Now, lenders will pull all three credit scores from the three different bureaus. It's going to be Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, and they use the middle score as your qualifying score. If you're applying with a co-borrower, they have to use the lower of the two scores. So they'll use whoever scores the lowest and they'll use their middle score. So let's break down the minimum credit scores per loan type. For FHA, 580 is going to be the minimum score that you can have to qualify with 3.5% down. Now, if your credit score is lower than 580, you can still qualify, but you need a much larger down payment. You need 10% down. FHA loans are going to be a little bit more forgivable when it comes to collections and past dues and those types of things that affect your credit. Now, with conventional, the better your credit score is or the higher it is from 620, the better your loan terms are going to be. Conventional loans use what they call loan level price adjustments, and these are going to basically every 20 points that you go down from the ideal 800 credit score is going to tack on a fee to the interest rate, so technically making your interest rate more expensive or having to take a higher interest rate because of the cost of it. Ideally, for best pricing, you're going to want to have a 780 plus. With VA loans, the loophole is as long as you get an automated underwriting system approval, then you are good to go as far as doing that loan, even with a credit score that's 580, because they don't have a minimum required credit score. USDA loans are going to require a 640, and below that may require some manual underwriting. So even if you can qualify at the lower end of the credit scores for each of these loans, for example, FHA and conventional, if you're closer to the 580 number for FHA, it might be a little bit harder to get an approval because now you're going to need some compensating factors like maybe some cash reserves. And with the conventional product, like I mentioned before, the closer you are to 620, the more expensive your mortgage insurance is going to be. So that's going to add on to that monthly payment and it'll make it harder for you to qualify because your debt to income ratio is now higher because of the cost of that mortgage insurance. So here are some tips on how to improve your credit. Pay down your credit cards to a 30% utilization or lower if you can. Don't open any new accounts unless you need to. Avoid any large purchases while you're getting pre-approved and while you're shopping for your home. Try to resolve any collections that you have. See if the collections company is willing to take a lower settlement for the collection and remove it from your credit. And keep old credit card accounts open. Don't close them. You can pay them down to zero, but keep them open because the long-standing history helps the credit scoring algorithm to show that you have a long-standing history. Now, if you're wondering how your credit and your debt will affect how much you qualify for, I have another video that goes into debt to income ratio and how that works and the numbers. But if you're curious as to what you qualify with your credit as it is today, feel free to send me a message or use the link in the description to schedule a Zoom call. If this video has helped clear up any confusion, do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button. And if you would like to meet in person, use the link in the description and we can set up a personal Zoom call together.